What's up, guys? Welcome back to the Team Solemn Circus live video. It's on the left side here. We have Centurion going up against Branded on the right side. Both decks being very well supported. You know, we see lots of new Centurion cards. I believe one more or two more coming out in the next set as well. Rage of the Abyss. One of them being an absolutely amazing card, a sort of negate in a form of a level 4 monster. We're going to see the Embla Oath going to be started off on the left side. I'm going to be able to place the copy of Centurion stand up or the field spell, whatever it's called. They're going to be able to activate the effect, sending the copy of the Primulate, I believe, to search for the Trudia. And then there's some stuff out. I do get the mistaken all the time, you know, the main one. But this one's going to be able to search for the trap card. Being an Omnigate is quite nice. Having the ability to set up a copy of Calamities as well as have a trap to essentially stop that is quite nice. We're going to be seeing the effect of the Ultra from the latest set. Info, and then we're going to be able to go for the copy of the Synchro, the new one as well, which can search for the Atri or the Atri 2 or whatever it's called. This is going to be the level 1 or level 4 that lets us summon out, becomes a tuner as well as let us draw a card. Very nice. It also can become a tuner at will, kind of more powerful. It is the mech of the Gargoyle one, I do believe. We're going to be seeing them go for the Crimson Dragon. We're also going to be placing the Primula into the Spell and Trap card zone. So now we have the Crimson Dragon effect as well as a copy of the Omnigate. And they do target for cost. We are going to be chaining the copy of Forbidden Droplets. Now, we actually draw into a trap here, which is very fortunate for us. Being able to send the Fusion Duplication. Now, this is not the one you normally want to spell send. But it's going to let us stop. And we also have the copy of Lubellion here. So the reason why we're discarding the Lubellion is because we have the copy of the Sorenir in the hand. Now I didn't want to play the Sorenir near our opponent's turn because of the fact that I didn't want to necessarily play in the talents. Now looking back, I probably should have hit the Spell and Trap while it was trying to Spell and Trap itself so that it couldn't have the Omnigate onto the field. But we're going to be seeing that work out for us. Going to be able to essentially stop that. We're going to be sending the copy of the Sorenir to go for the Lubellion. Sorenir is going to activate the effects in the copy of the trap card. We're going to activate the Lubellion effect. They're going to be chaining the trap to negate and destroy. This is going to make it so that we can't have loss in the field, because once we get lost in the field, they're not going to use their trap anyways. So here we're going to be sending the copy of... I'm not exactly sure how we get... I think we have the copy of Albion sending the copy of Branded Fusion, drawing us a card. Then we're going to activate the effect, or no, we have Quem. We're going to Norse one with the Quem. Dump Branded Fusion here, add back by banishing the Retribution. Activating the Branded Fusion, sending the copy of Albaz and a copy of Cartesia, going for that Albion. And then we are going to be able to activate the Albion effect as well as chain the Cartesia to bring out that copy of the Cartesia as well here. We're going to be seeing the Sorenir and the Albaz go up into a copy of Lubellion, most likely. We could also go up into the Boral if we wanted to. We're going to be activating the effect of Lubellion, sending the copy of the Gang Puppet. And this is going to make us essentially able to fuse as well as getting help in the graveyard. Now, our hand didn't look that good. You know, we saw a Sorenir, Lubellion, Droplets, Fusion Deployment alongside a copy of the... Gimmick Puppet, but still very powerful here. We see us go for a copy of the Draco's Apelia. Now at this point, we're not trying to essentially just get game. We're trying to make it so that no matter what they play, we just are able to win, which is quite nice. We're going to be seeing the Mirror Jade being summoned here, and then activating the effect of the Mirror Jade. We are going to go up into a copy of... We're going to send in the Rinbrum there. We did chain Cartesia to go into that copy of Predator Plant Draco's Apelia as well. We're going to go banishing the copy of the Centurion. We then attack into the Crimson Dragon and attack for some damage as well. We're also going to be able to set up the Albion in the end phase, being able to set a copy of Branded in red. Now we don't have Albaz in the graveyard, so it is going to be a little bit difficult for us to get access to that. We still can always go Quem, or we can always go the effect of the Cartesia during the next turn, activating its effects using itself alongside the Mirror Jade to Granganol. Then Quem can bring back out the copy of the Mirror Jade. So we have another send. Just trying to make different like ways we can play, but they do just scoop it up there. Now, the branded in red is not going to be kind of the main purpose at that point. Just going to be having some different lines. So we see Centurion just unfortunately not have enough branded opening, the perfect hand almost to be able to beat that. We would have gotten Centurion turn skipped with that copy of Calamities, but having the trap descend to essentially negate that Calamities or negate the copy of the Crimsons is very nice. Yeah, if we wouldn't have that trap card, we wouldn't have been able to kind of do that. But diving on in, we're going to be seeing our opponent, the Centurion player, choose to go first once again. Now, we could get Calamity locked. Unfortunately, game 2 and 3, it's a little bit hard to get Calamity locked because you are going to be sliding into more of those powerful cards that are going to be able to stop the strategy. Like, we're talking about Book of Eclipses, we're talking about the cards like Droplets, siding out maybe Dark Ruler no more because it's not going to do that much against them. But they seem to just normal summon a copy of Atri and then set one and pass. Now, we are going to go branded opening here. Clearly they didn't open up the best hand. And I do believe they are playing the Lightsworn cards as well. So that might be a little bit contributing to why they brick. But we're going to send another copy of the branded opening here to get a copy of Luber or Quem. We're going to go for that Quem. Quem can then dump really anything from our deck. That being a copy of Retribution. And we see a High Spirits being activated, revealing a copy of Sorinier. So having the Sorinier once again in the hand. Now we could be setting into multiple copies of the Sorinier. We are going to be sending the copy of Albion. And do we send the copy of the Sorinier as well? We do just let us get a search, which is going to be for a copy of Cartesia or the Albion, which we're going to be searching for. We're then going to activate the effect of Sorinier to dump a copy of Branded Fusion to the graveyard. So we essentially are dumping a copy of Lubellion to the graveyard because we're going to be dumping the Branded Fusion off the Albion here. So we're going to be dumping the Albion, or we're going to activate Albion, dumping a copy of Albaz. So maybe having the Branded Fusion in the hand already. We do, okay. We see a D-barrier here calling Fusion, and there's not much we can do. We look in the graveyard so we can potentially do have a copy of Branded in red, but no, that's just going to go through. We're going to be setting a card, and then we're attempting to go to end phase. Albion is going to activate its effects. The copy of D-barrier only negates the effects of fusion monsters on the field. So we're going to be able to set either a copy of Branded in red or Branded opening potentially if we already have a copy, or searching for just for a copy of Branded lost as well. Maybe not wanting to discard that card in the hand. So they still have their copy of the Atri on the field. And they're going to be able to place the copy of the spell here. And in response, we flip up Branded in red, target the Albaz. We're going to be able to banish the Quem and the Albaz to go for a copy of Albion. Albion's going to activate its effects, banishing from our hand in our graveyard. Going for a double dark to go up into a copy of the Boral here. And then we can actually activate the effect of the Boral, popping the Albion to get rid of that stand-up before it has a chance to activate its effects. We did that because they didn't really have a play last turn, so it didn't really seem that was going to be doing very much for them. We do prep with Branded opening as well. And they do take talents to take a copy of Albion, and they go up into a copy of Legacia here. Legacia is going to be popping the Borland and drawing a card as well. She's going to attack us for a good solid amount of damage, 35 being pretty huge. And then Albion will be able to activate during the end phase here. We're also going to see the Centurion being placed back in the spell and trap card zone. But now we can search for a copy of Branded Fusion, and we have Branded lost in the hand as well. So searching for Branded opening here, because we have Retribution in the graveyard. We can also activate the High Spirits to add itself back, because the Fusion was into the graveyard this turn. And this is when we start to have the insane amount of resources here. So we can go opening, send the copy of the High Spirits. This is where the second Quem comes up, because we can activate the second Quem, being able to dump a copy of Albaz. We already have one banished, but that's not going to be a problem. We can also dump the Cartesia if we need. We see a copy of the Cartesia being dumped. We can add back the Branded Fusion with that Retribution that we have in Graveyard. We're going to be placing the Branded Loss on the field prior, though. And we have Branded Fusion in the hand anyway. So we're going to be saving that Retribution in the Graveyard so we can have another add back, like we have to go for the Branded Red line. We do go for the copy of Lubellion as well as Tragedy. Tragedy is going to be able to activate, and we discard a copy of Talents. Now, they're not going to be able to most likely activating a monster effect this turn. It's also our last card in the hand. But our hand is going to be replenished very quickly here. We're going to be able to put back the copy of the Albion alongside the Albaz in the Banish Zone to go for a copy of Mirror Jade. We're also going to be able to summon back out the Quem here with the summon out with the Quem, the Cartesia. Tragedy is going to be able to search for a copy of the Aluber, as well as Lost going to be able to search for a Mercurier or the copy of the Albion once again. So we see Mercurier and the Aluber being searched alongside the Albaz and the Albion being put back into the deck to summon out that copy of Mirror Jade. We also then have another Albion send, which is very important because we did go through two of them there. And then on the summon, we're going to go Mirror Jade, send the copy of the Albion so that it can't really respond. Sending the Rinbrum here. We then can normal summon with the Aluber, activating its effect, searching for another copy of Branded Fusion. Now this is because we don't actually have any other targets in the deck. We have gone through all of our branded openings. We have gone through our High Spirits alongside our Branded Red and two Branded Fusions, this being the third one, important for us to note. We then go into the effect of, we go Cartesia into the copy of Granganol. Granganol is going to be dumping the copy of the Albion here, and then we do go Battle Phase. They do activate the effect of Centurion Atri to protect their life points here, which we're going to be attacking with a Luber. And then we attack with the Mirror Jade as well as the Granganol here, dealing a good solid 55,000. We do get to banish the Retribution to add back that Branded in red, and then I don't even think we have an Albion effect to activate here. We already have used all the branded cards in our deck. We then go High Spirits as well as Cartesia being able to add, and then we just pass turn on this. Not being able to activate the Albion effect is kind of funny, but they just scoop it up here with a D-Barrier, Wolf, Talents, and a Dragonling in the hand. That's going to be very unfortunate for them, not being able to play with those Light Sworn cards, unfortunately. Providing that brick in 2024 a little bit. We do see the White Forest cards being played in the deck, as well as, I believe, the Horror stuff as well, maybe being a little bit of a better engine. But the Lightsworn cards are also very fun to play with. I tried playing a Lightsworn Horus deck myself. Regardless, hope you're watching the video. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. And if you guys want to be seeing this in POV, which is just a live experience of the deck without any commentaries, it is on the channel as well in the local experience section, where you guys see a GoPro version of this strapped to my forehead where I am playing the cards out. I do explain a little bit of the stuff that I am doing and my processes in these videos, as well as at the moment, a little bit after we do talk about the duel with my opponent a lot of the times, which can, kind of show a little bit more insight on the duels looking back. But obviously, this is going to be a good way to also learn, seeing if I've made any misplays myself. But if you guys want to be seeing any more of that, or even see how I side or what I choose to side in and out, definitely make sure to check that out. A lot of the are going to be now Memento. I think at the time where this is releasing, the Memento cards are going to be the POV duels that I am using. But if you guys want to be seeing it, make sure to check out the channel. Don't forget to stay safe. Peace.